I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice.
Do your own research.
Consult a professional investment advisor before making any investment decisions.
This show is for entertainment only. Faites vos propres recherches.
Here we are
in another episode
of the Simple Success Podcast.
And
this is financial life coaching from a happiness perspective.
Previously on Simple Success.
Indeed, it's done. Just like we make it and promote it for you. That's also done.
También. That's also. In Spanish.
Did you say promoting your podcast?
Yes, I did. Thanks for reminding us.
And now, just like with a previously on thing on TV, we take you directly to this week's episode.
Look, Mom, I'm a podcaster. That's what you need to say. You write a prompt, select the style, and we'll show you the way. You too can make a podcast. Come along and see.
So we're going to help people make their own podcasts? That is exactly what we're going to do. But there are millions of podcasts. New ones come out all the time.
Oh, what a wonder. No need to be a tech wizard. Just bring your passion.
That might be true, John, but that doesn't make them good ones. You mean ones worth listening to, right? That's exactly what I mean. The good ones are probably something like 1 in 1,000. Good, yeah. And by good, you mean with music and sound effects.
Yeah, just good production stuff like we've always done.
So let's get started. Yeah, I'm with you on that, but where do you start?
You too can make a podcast. Come along and see with the help and guidance.
I mean, once the niche pastime of tech enthusiasts,
podcasting has exploded into a cultural phenomenon.
I guess you're right, it has. Telling a story, sharing expertise, or just having a fun conversation. Podcasting offers a unique platform for expression. I mean, you've watched the medium grow, and now you are ready to add your voice to the mix. Yeah, but again, where do you start?
We'll help you be amazing.
Like this.
We'll help you? Is that what you said?
We'll help you be amazing.
That's what I thought you said. How will you help me be amazing? And how will this tie in to our normal finance stuff? It'll tie in as we explain how we're starting our new life in a network. And as we offer our best tools and experience. Correct, my dear great-grandson of DT's great-grandfather.
Which will make us better.
I am a musician, and I want to write songs. I really don't know what I'm doing.
Hey, DT. Yo, J-Man, what dogging? Dogging? Is that a verb? It's probably not even a word. Okay, well, that's one. One? One what? That's one impossible thing before breakfast. Methinks that needs a bit of explanation.
Not Shakespeare.
No, it's not Shakespeare. Who then? It's Lewis Carroll. Who? You mean the Alice in Wonderland guy? The same guy, yes, except that this is the second book.
Yeah, so?
So it's called Through the Looking Glass.
Yeah, and?
And the words were from the White Queen, who said, she said, sometimes I've believed as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. And that plays into our story today. How? It plays in because you're already believing one impossible thing, and there's only 5 more to go. Already one? Which is what? Which is that you can use words that aren't words in a podcast about podcasts, my trusty bag of sibilants. And would you then, as I ignore your hyperbolicness, claim to have me believing a second impossible thing? I would, kind sir. And that would be what? That would be that I, yes, I am the social media manager of God. Really? I take it that you are not impressed. Actually, I'm kind of confused. And why is that? Because, well, you as a social media manager is one thing, but you can't be God at the same time, can you? I can't. Well, you can imagine that you're God, I guess. Thank you. That's a start, and I can get real team members to do great things with the social media of us all. So if we're talking to someone about being in our network... Yeah, and they happen to say,
hey, I've been trying to grow my podcast audience.
But I'm feeling a bit stuck. I've heard social media is a great way to do that.
Can you help me out?
Then you say, absolutely. Social media is a fantastic tool for boosting podcast listenership. It is? Of course it is. I said so, so it is. Uh-huh. And I suppose you have some strategies we can use? Funny you should mention that. It is? Indeed it is, because strategies you can use are now here presented. Oh, you're such a tease, DT.
Au contraire.
Yeah, what she said. I am not a tease, though this may a teaser be. A teaser? Oh, you mean a short, engaging audio or video clip from your episodes. That would be correct, as a start. In fact, these teasers can create curiosity and drive people to your podcast. Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Any more strategies, my dear DT? I think so, yeah. Let me check. About 19 more, I think. Wow. I thought we were closer to the end than that. It's not that long, my feathered friend. But it's been a while since the end of June. You mean when I learned that brand new tune? Yeah, but I can't relax. I mean, not this soon. Oh, you can't do, because it's...
Cause numero
Oh, okay.
break number 1? Descanso numero uno? Who's getting who about that? I don't know exactly. I mean, that was the point at which we had become used to taking those, what are they called? Descansos? Yeah, the breaks, yeah. In Spanish. Yeah, so this would be...
Descanso numero uno.
Right, except now we're talking about what? Break-like stuff. Oh, you mean like what we used to say in break slots? Which we designed to be easy to fit in and easy to replace. Just like we're doing now, with stuff like this. When you can't tell if it's a break or if the show's still continuing. Why can't you tell? Because there's a continuity to the whole thing. A what? A continuity. Which is what? Which is that most people, you included sometimes. Yeah, me included sometimes.
Can't tell that the meat of the episode has made a very smooth transition.
Thanks, Matthew. Transition into DT? Into what is really marketing stuff, or maybe even a real ad. Without sounding a single bit different. And a lot of advertisers just raise the volume. Yeah, you can even measure it on some TVs. Not to mention some podcasts where the engineering needs help. Like most people's podcasts. Yeah, not counting the 20 or 30,000 or so that are on our network. You mean the one that started in 1998? Yeah, in Ohio, that one. Yeah, we've been doing this way before podcasts were even a thing.
Back when podcasts were made of wood and powered by steam.
We could just tell. You feel me? Yeah. So other people can fill this spot. Indeed, whether it rhymes or not. Either way, that's enough of this rot. Yeah, let's be on to Act 2, where lessons are taught. And we're telling people more about this opportunity, right? Yeah, to be part of this network where they can get stuff done. With things like eye-catching graphics? Yeah, indeed. With things like that, but even more. More? Yes, my dear DT. Visually appealing graphics are important, but also important, if you ask the marketing department. And of course you do. Yes, you do. It's also important to feature episode highlights or quotes. Sort of like we do in our previously on stuff. Exactamente, my lifelong cavalcade of iguanas. Hey, do we do that with widely known tools everyone can get? Nope. We don't?
Nope.
But why ever not? Because we, meaning you and I, got that part. We don't fall for the everybody can do everything in 5 minutes game. So we're not going to buzz market any third-party tools. Nope, we're not, because that's what everybody does. But when we say we make sure it's done and done right. Meaning that we trust the marketing folks to know what to do right. It, in their case, being engagement with our listeners. Engagement? Yes, like I said, engaging the listener, which is getting them involved. Podcasts do that? My, yes. I've seen podcasts let listeners name future episodes, win great merch, contribute musical intros, things like that. Yeah, and when they read listener mails, that can be cool too. Yeah, it can. They could also use stories or reels to share behind-the-scenes content or quick snippets from episodes.
These formats are very engaging.
Anything else?
Yeah, there is. We're just getting started. AMAs, Ask Me Anythings, they're a popular engagement tool just like Discord chats, even though they appeal mostly to gamers.
Or if it fits you better, you might find yourself hosting live Q&A sessions related to your podcast topics.
It's all about exposure, isn't it?
Yeah, although there are probably better words you could use.
What, being exposed? Okay, yeah. Okay, we'll say staying in the forefront of people's minds. How about that?
That works.
With things like influencer, hashtag, different platforms, cross-promotion, poll, films, SEO.
Not to mention testimonials, and dare I say it?
What?
Advertising.
Oh, okay.
The traditional kind?
That's the kind, E.T.
The kind that we pay to use?
Only if it subscribes users new.
And if it does not?
Then we revise the whole lot.
But we'll win after.
Cause numero 2.
We know a lot about you already, because we know ourselves. For example, we know that you know how to listen to our podcast. We also know that you probably know how to subscribe. So as soon as you're done with that, tell us your story. We have ways you can contact us. It involves a special link where you can leave us a message. We may have an email address for you as well in the future, and we'll let you know if that happens. The reason for subscribing? I thought you'd never ask. When you subscribe, you automatically download all future episodes of that podcast. It just happens in your player without you having to go search again. How cool is that? This means better rankings for the podcast, more attention from advertisers, and more money. And this means more and better stuff for you. So your motivation is simple and easy. Subscribe today, whatever app and from whatever place you like. And don't just try to subscribe. There is no try. There is only do. We're changing the way we look at things, and remember, that's good. Eso es buenísimo. Also remember, this is financial life coaching from a happiness perspective. Coaching happiness. Our call to action is right in the show notes. Find it, and you win too.
Can I simple that?
Por supuesto. Of course. Just simple it.
Please make sure your seat belts are fastened and your tray tables are in their upright position.
And make sure simple is a verb like Google is a verb.
我们回来了. That's we are back.
And we're starting this here
Act 3
with
Doubting Thomas.
Which of course is me, so I'll ask.
Yes, DT, ask what?
I am going to ask a very important question.
Okay, go ahead.
Is psychology anywhere to be found in this?
Oh, kidding, I am sure you are. Correct, am I?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very correct. In fact, you can go ahead and smack yourself in the forehead if you'd like. Would you like that?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, you wouldn't, huh? Which is because psychology is everywhere, right?
Certainement.
That's correct. Just look at the idea of social proof, DT.
Why should I do that?
Here's why you should do that.
Okay, listening.
Because you, like most of us, thrive on helping other people.
Yeah, so?
So you make it a big, important goal to prioritize those people and keep them engaged.
Which is why you sometimes see timers or deadlines on an offer.
Yeah, or other ways, such as the one we mentioned where engaged users get to name episodes or contribute music or getting their email noticed by the hosts.
Oh, you're right. All of that is engagement.
And so is staggering the information.
Excuse me.
Okay, we're almost at the end, but would you care to explain that real quick, John?
Yes, of course. Listen up, though. Remember when I talked about having learners use many different sources?
In your MCSE example, yes.
Good, you remember that. Well, it's also good to get them the information ahead of your presentation and again afterwards.
I think I'm following you.
So for either the before or the afterwards part, you can have your blog do that for those who like to read better. And that's just one example. I think a lot of people are missing that idea.
Huh?
Oh, like people who have only a YouTube channel or a TikTok channel or a Discord channel or something.
Oh, when your efforts are not, pardon the pun, channeled right.
I will not pardon that particular pun, methinks.
Not Shakespeare, but funny.
You were saying?
If such a person really believes their own message,
yes,
then may they deliver it in many ways.
So that what?
So that the message isn't missed. Like, if I didn't like videos, for example, I should be able to consume the content my way.
Oh, so everybody who auto-launches videos is really only ticking off a portion of their customers.
If they do it over top of some other delivery, like printed word for example, then the message is that the printed word isn't very much of a priority.
Oh, but if reading printed word is what the student wants.
Yeah, the student, partner, listener, subscriber, friend.
And if the message is still delivered in the format that they want,
then all's well as it ended well.
Yeah, no chance of any computer saying something like,
"It'll all end in tears, I know it."
But just a sec. Doing that would work with show notes too, wouldn't it?
It would, DT. What's your thinking there?
Oh, we'll get to that, but just know for now, if the show notes delivered the same message, as well as having live links and stuff for the episode resources,
then that would support the idea of everything fitting one message.
Which is how you've all gotten good.
Gracias por escuchar.
Salut. À la prochaine.
No robots were harmed in the making of this podcast.
This podcast and our other podcast are productions of Little Red Hen Industries.
Part of the Sonic Boom Network, where we do the hard work for you.
And Rishi helps our hen bake the bread by giving credit to these great people.
Techno King, John Brandy.
That's me.
Alter Ego, Doubting Thomas.
And that's me.
Fact Checker, Napoleon Bonaparte. Social Manager, Abraham Lincoln. Always on the internet's inner tubes whatever. Media Expert, Augustus Caesar. Psychologist, William James.
Human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind.
Sound Designer, Les Paul.
Thank you for inventing multitrack.
Language Consultant, Leah, the French do-your-own research lady.
Cough, cough, cough.
Videographer, Etomon Koshki.
Lights, camera, action.
Inspiration, many podcasts and other sources and of course Napoleon Hill. Additional inspiration and thanks go to Steve Jobs, Joseph Allen, Charles Darwin, Leonardo da Vinci, Henry David Thoreau, Abigail Adams, Jonathan Livingstone Seagull and the Stick Figure.
Quick disclaimer here. Many sentences contained in our podcasts are of a very dangerous length, and were performed by highly trained vocal practitioners. On no account should inexperienced life forms attempt to imitate them without proper medical, jaw, and lung supervision.
And before we forget, you can also subscribe to both podcasts, join the community, and benefit from many of our techniques, including financial advice, patience, practice, and even podcast production for your ideas. Of course, you'll have to head to the show notes, either on your phone or on the web, to get the links and stuff, and all those clickable links are in the show notes. Hey, Emma, do you, Samantha, and Daniel want to tell us a bit more about this stuff?
Sure, the artificial intelligence or AI voices that you hear in our work are offered up by Google, Amazon Polly, and OpenAI. They don't sponsor us yet, but we love what they do, and we just love what AI can do when lovingly crafted.
Finally, you can find us through our network. We happily consider guests and consider guesting on other people's shows.
That sounds like a really old school computer voice. I'll call it Zarvox. It's definitely not Samantha or any other modern AI.
Yeah, I'm not feeling well today.
That's too bad, Samantha. Our music comes from Cute by Ben Sound and from Piano Background by Nick Simonados. Thanks also to AI MuseNet, Suno.ai, Udio.com, Phrase.io, 11 Labs, and Ace Studios. The sound effect credits go to Jackson Academy Ashmore, Canoe CG, Dr. Jekyll, Joe Payne, Everything South, MK Play More Stories, ERH, Sandomocious, Big Pickle 51, and Just Kidding. Yes, that's his or her name. All on freesound.org. Also, languages are the bomb.
Paul.